Chuck Wiley here with Tear It Up. Yes, it's Radio Sutch coming to you from the Gun Towers in North Wales. It's your host with the tea and toast, Colin on Radio Sutch, or commonly known in the trade as Radio Crutch. Yeah, I've had this mate of mine, James. He's been in touch with me. He's not very well, but he's starting up this radio station in South Wales, and he wanted me to do a few of these jingles. He said, "Well, I mean, I can't do jingles, can I? What have I got to do? Wing wang, widdly wang, that sort of stuff, like they do on Radio Caroline? No way! You're joking. This is Radio Sutch. All you get here is the bare bones." But I thought I'd just put pen to paper and see what I could come up with. He wanted me to do these and put them on a CD and send them down to him, which I shall do. But what about this? It's time for the crack. Phil Black is back. That's his name, Phil, by the way. It's time for the crack. Phil Black is back on Radio Free Wales, more commonly known as Free Willy. I thought it was funny anyway. Who the hell is this guy called Phil Black? He's the guy who's given us the crack on Radio Free Wales? No, don't get that. No.
It's alright, it's alright for you, Colin, you know.
Is it? Thank you. Are you trying to tell me something? I know you're the guy that does all the writing. What about this one? Radio Free Wales is the place to be. Phil Black is back. What a mouthful. As you can see, and I've got trouble with the old CV.
Once you've had black, you never go back. How about that one, Colin?
Yeah, go on then, give me some, give me some.
Once you've had a bit of black, you never go back. You know what I say?
That's sharp. I got it to the rest of them. Phil Black, the guy with the Oxford tie. His records are great, he says do or die. Oh God. What about this one? Radio Free Wales. Sounds okay. Will Phil Black be back to fight another day? No, that's done it. I think you should call it Free Willy. Wales, Willy, think about it, you tickos out there. No, seriously.
Oh, I've got to ask you, Colin, what's with the crucifix?
The crucifix? Oh yeah, I always wear that in case I meet Anne Robinson. The old bat. Happy New Year, Anne, and the crew up at BBC, whatever, up there in Glasgow. I've had a drink on you. You done my thing all wrong, didn't you, you little buggers? But never mind. We'll forgive you. Who gives a toss? Anyway, what I was going to say, don't forget that, got to have a little slurp. I'm very dry this week. Didn't have much over the New Year, you know. What I was going to say was, you're probably all aware that Radio Caroline is trying to get back on the medium wave after all these years, and an awful lot of people are supporting them, and they're all writing to their MPs. And at this moment in time, today, Tuesday, what's the date today? 4th? Yeah. Something like that, isn't it?
Yeah, 4th.
The 4th, the 1st of 11. At this moment in time, they've got 22 MPs who've signed the EDM, or whatever you call the damn thing. And, was it the MD? No, I forget. But anyway, they've signed that they'll support Radio Caroline. So, all you lot out there, get off your big fat backsides and get writing to them MPs of yours. I've written to mine, sent him a rather nice email. I said he was a bit of a prick, but we want his signature. That's that guy in Llandudno with the funny name, Orbit Lempic, is it? No, that ain't his name, is it? I can't think of his name. What's his name, James?
David Jones.
No, that's not, no. Jones is round the other place. No. The bloke in Llandudno, he's got I can't think, Orbit. Funny name. It's a Welsh name. He can't help that, can he? Anyway, enough of this having a little laugh, whatever you call it. Enough of that. Don't. I'm slightly pissed, you know that. No. we're not, we must stop farting about, because I've got a nice little story for you this week. How much longer have I got on this here television doobery? 10 minutes have I? Have I been done? 5 minutes I've had of this? Good God, I didn't think I could talk that long. Anyway, let's listen to a little music just to get me. I'll have a slurp, and then I'll tell you a little story about Tony Dangerfield, my old mate Tony Dangerfield. He's dead now, God bless him. The bird puller, and Joe Meek, who was as queer as a fish. Very talented bloke, but as queer as a fish. But we won't hold that against you, Joe. For your edification, this is Jesse James and the Red Hot Rockin' the Blues. That's a mouthful. And that was Jesse James, he's gone now. Anyway, I was going to tell you a little story about Tony Dangerfield. Now, Tony Dangerfield came from Wolverhampton, in the Black Country actually, near Birmingham. Nice lad, he'd be about 19 when I first met him. And we shared a flat in Cricklewood, northwest London. Yeah, nice guy. We called him the bird puller, but let me tell you, he got in touch with old David Sutch, because David Sutch was short a bass player. And David said to me, he said, we've got to go up and do this gig in Birmingham, he said, and I've got this guy coming here, he said, for an audition. I said, an audition? You don't normally have anybody do auditions. Well, he said he's very full of it, he said, and he wants to have a go as the bass player. So he said, we're short of a bass player, he said, so I thought I'd give him a chance. So anyway, cut long story short, off we go to Birmingham, do the gig, and Tony Dangerfield turns up. Well, you've never seen nothing like it in all your life. I mean, it's a good looking boy, was Tony. And he's on the left hand side of the stage doing his thing with the bass guitar, don't ask. And all these birds, I remember John Gilwood was over here on lead guitar, all these birds have gone vroom like that. Think about it, good looking boy, Tony Dangerfield, vroom. They've all gone to that side of the stage. And old Sutch is behind the curtains with me, David Sutch and I, to give him his full title, the Screaming Lord. He looked at me and I looked at him, I went, you can't. I said, you can't. He said, what? I said, you can't turn him down. I said, he's the best bird puller I've ever seen. Consequently, what happened was, he got the job. Because he played a fair old bass, and you know what, he worked for old David Sutch off and on until he died. And he was, I think, 63, 62 when he died. But I was going to tell you about Tony and Joe Meek. The boys come to me one day and they said, we've got to do this recording over at Holloway Road for Joe Meek. And I went, oh yeah. Because you've got to be honest about it. Joe Meek was a very, very, very clever guy. Intelligent, knew exactly what he was doing, had more #1 hit records than anybody I know as a record producer. He had some big, big hits. The biggest hit was obviously Telstar, but he had some big hits. But anyway, they said they got to do this recording for the Savages, not for David Sutch, but for the Savages. And they got no motor, they hadn't got no way of getting there. Would I take them? Yes, I said. So off we go, we tootled off, pick them up, off we go to Joe Meek's recording studios, which was above a shop in the Holloway Road, as you're probably all aware. And what a dump it was on 2 floors. The man, I don't know, he lived like crap. And yet the money he must have earned for certain people over the years was unbelievable. Don't forget, Telstar sold 5 million records, #1 in the States and #1 in Britain. And yet the man lived like crap. I wouldn't live like it. Anyway, we get there, we walk up and we go into the recording studio, and he takes one look at Tony, old Joe Meek, and he falls in love. Well, you all know about Ironsy, don't you? Joe Meek, of course you do. I ain't holding that against them. Good luck to them. Get on with it. None of my business. So anyway, the session that was going to turn into a recording for the Savages turned into a recording for Tony Dangerfield. And he made that record, and he didn't do too badly with it actually. It was on Thank Your Lucky Stars and all that jukebox jewellery and all that stuff that used to go on in those days. And it was called I've Seen Such Things. Think about it. Anyway, cut a long story short, next thing I know, Tony says, I've got to do another recording for Joe Meek. So I went, oh yes. So he said, I should be gone a few days. When he came back, Tony had a tooth in the front when I first met him. It had a big brown mark on it. It was the only thing that floored his appearance. When he came back, there was a brand new tooth in his mouth. And a brand new suit, and a brand new hat. And a brand new everything. And I think Joe paid, but I'm not sure. But anyway, getting back to the point, no, I don't think it was any hanky-panky. I think Joe wanted to, but I know for a fact Tony wouldn't, because Tony liked birds too much. I'll tell you a little story one day about Tony and the Blackpool Sands. Oh yeah, that was something else. Anyway, enough of that story. I've given you a little more insight into the way we behaved in the days of Screaming Lord Sutch, the Savages, Radio Sutch, and all them lovely birdies out there that we knew and loved so much. Now we'll have a little music, I think.
Shake up, baby, shake up, baby, shake. Before this dance is through. Shake up, baby, shake up, baby, shake.
Leslie Turner doing his thing.
Shake up, baby, shake up, baby, shake.